right, we're here on Carnival at Kayfabe. I'm 6 Digit. My guest today is Schwartzy.
Hello.
I am glad to have you here, man. I'm a fan. I seen you at RPW, and I was fucking hooked. You are absolutely the most entertaining part of the show, and that's a lot to be said when it's a show with glass and thumbtacks and just wildness. But what I remember the most, and the best part about it, is I seen someone made a GIF out of it. There was like an old man like cutting across, probably where he shouldn't have been, where you guys were walking out, and you kind of like did this thing, and it was fucking hilarious.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. That was to be remembered on that card because it was such a stellar card. Like you said, there was Tommy Vendetta was like doing death matches. Logan, Dread King Logan took on like Justin Kyle.
That was this.
I appreciate that. That's a big compliment.
Oh, absolutely, man.
Thank you.
But then after that, I looked you up on the internet and started digging into stuff and checking out your old stuff. And no, I'm a fan, man. I really am. So it's good to see you doing your thing, and I'm absolutely glad to have you here today.
Thank you, man. Pleasure to be here.
So what do you have coming up? Where can we see Schwartzy soon?
Oh my God, like it's so hard to think of a schedule right now because with the lull and the pandemic and the quarantine or whatever you refer to it as.
That brings me to my next point. Like, how is that? Like, because as a wrestling fan, watching it on television, it kind of bores the shit out of me now. Like, it's a live sport, you know what I mean? When there's not a crowd there, it's like, and some have been better about it than others. And I'm a huge WWE mark, obviously.
Sure.
But it's
I come from that time too. I mean, it's not the goal now, and I'm definitely with the times more. But I'll always be a WWF fan because
their product just kind of bores me. Not the product; the matches are just fine, but it's just like the presentation of it is just like
it's not enough.
Yeah,
there's bits and pieces on each thing, and I watch as much as I can, and just unobjectively, I've got friends that work there. I mean, I'm not trying to bring anybody down. I'm glad everyone's getting a paycheck, but it's pretty common consensus is that there's bits and pieces. It's not a full product, and when you're running 3 hours, you kind of.
I've always had a problem with that. Anyways, I think it's far too much. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But, and that's from a fan perspective. That's from somebody that watches wrestling all fucking day. That's all I watch. You know what I mean? People don't even like coming over to my house because that's all that's on the television. But 3 hours is just too much.
Too much.
And I feel like it damages, like, you can't really move the story along.
I think
there has to be, you got to want more next week.
Yeah. I think one of the biggest shames, it's such a goddamn shame, is the best wrestling. To me, obviously, this is all my opinion. Is Impact Wrestling right now? But there's nobody in the crowd, so it kills it for me. Absolutely kills it. I've got lots of friends that work there. So happy, and they're doing good things, and they're doing the AEW thing, and that's great. Everyone's eating, but just personally, I like the interactive energy. The wizardry of manipulating live energy with a crowd.
Absolutely.
And
it's
you just don't have it when there's all these bangers going on.
Yeah, and it's like a part of the product as a whole. Like it's like I said, it's a live sport. I mean, all sports.
I guess if I can say it, it's like a porn where nobody finishes.
Yeah, that's a good comparison. Absolutely. I agree too. Though I like what AEW's doing. They have people come out from the locker room and stuff, and it just even though like that's obviously Billy Gunn there, whatever, cheering, but I think
NXT is doing it the best, where they have the mix of the locker room and they have the screens. I think it's like it fills out the audience. I have a production degree actually. I went to Specs Howard after I went to college graduated from Ferris State with a business degree. I went to production school. I just kind of wanted to know how it all worked, and just from that standpoint, it's. There's some things that are aesthetically pleasing. There's some things that aren't. There's some things that work. There's some things that don't.
That being said, though, I think they're all getting better at it. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to tear anyone's product because this is a learning.
No, this is public opinion. This is just a public opinion forum.
This is a learning curve for all of us. No one knows how to.
If you're offended by this, you're in the wrong
pandemic.
business.
You know what I mean? Like we don't. There's no rules to it, so they're just kind of figuring shit out as they go along, and I think they're all doing pretty well at it.
That's everybody too. Like you can't just. We're all figuring this out.
Right. For whatever that means.
Whatever it means, it's all subjective.
In a way, I'm kind of thankful for it because this was born from me sitting around with nothing to do, and I'm like, all I ever do is just talk people's heads off about wrestling.
This is good. So. Yeah, you get time to get to know yourself,
right?
Because you're stuck with yourself,
yeah.
And you see a lot of people go stir crazy, and then you eventually see them find a hobby, or you just see them go stir crazy and they don't find a hobby.
And I'm admittedly a bit lazy, so for like the first 6 months, I'm like, this is cool, man. I don't have to do nothing, and now it's driving me crazy. I'm like, please, I just need to work. I need something to happen.
So oddly enough, I started something in the pandemic, and we started a whole full blown wrestling company. That's like one of the top wrestling companies on IWTV.
That's amazing.
And that's we started Flophouse Wrestling.
I've been seeing it pop up on my stuff, man. I'm excited about it. Tell me about it.
The happy accident, like the Bob Ross, the Bob Ross of wrestling.
Yeah.
Which it's more like, we're the dark shame of IWTV. I don't know. I'm like Howard Stern waiting to get canceled, and every month they're like, "You got more content." I'm like, you know, there's just like more dicks and more, like, okay.
That's great, man.
But we started a whole company. We what happened was we started a show. We just threw one show. We were going to throw a backyard show, with professionals, like total professionals. But I got a bunch of kegs.
Yeah, I
got a bunch of barbecue. And we were just going to throw a show for wrestlers by wrestlers, just one stupid little show. We even call it the Flophouse Wrestling Show. It was named after real long time ago, after Insanity Pro Wrestling shows in Indianapolis. We would throw after parties. We would wrestle at the after parties. We call it Flophouse Wrestling. We'd say move the fucking couches. I think the table leg was a championship. Like John Moxley was at these after parties. Guys like Ricochet, like a lot of guys 10 years ago before they were signed, they were wrestling around my buddy's living room. And that's we called it Flophouse Wrestling. So we threw this one show so we could all have fun in September. We created this in the living room, and we threw one show. We decided, hey, let's invite some fans. We saw everybody in Michigan doing the backyard shows, and that's the way it is now. Once upon a time, frowned upon. Now it's, hey, this works, which is really funny to watch the equation in the game board change.
Absolutely.
But we started this company. We threw this show. We threw this one show. And everyone was like, yo, you should sell tickets. So we sold some tickets. Next thing you know, everybody needed to have another one. This was such a insanely good time. Everybody was enjoying themselves. People were in love with wrestling again that were like just so bittered from it.
Yeah.
And we had changed public opinion, and we created spots for people that weren't getting spots.
That's awesome.
So we created the conditions that we wanted going forward. We said we're going to give spots to people that need spots, not people that were eating well before the pandemic. You know, you could probably figure it out after, but you had your chance. We nothing against you, but there's a lot of people, starving people out there, and it's not fair that they should watch everybody eat. So we decided, hey, let's you can't feed everybody. Obviously, there's a limit to everything, but let's do what we can.
Yeah.
And we started a company based on the sole purpose of having fun, not giving a fuck, and giving back to the wrestling community.
And here we are. Yes, it's blowing up because that's that's the ingredients. You know what I mean? You have to be having fun, and that's when there's real passion behind something. When it's not just we got to do this, or let's do this because we can get some money.
Sure.
When the money's secondary and you're just doing something because you fucking love it and you care about what you're doing. Fuck, man. The results are always going to be 100% better.
It was crazy. We just did it different. We did it the way you like. Oh, we should do it this way. And nobody ever does. It's like, what a business risk that would be. And
that's awesome.
We decided to do it. And apparently it works.
Is that my fault? How unprofessional.
Blowing up.
And look, scam likely.
Oh.
I had to check the number, though.
You almost put them on.
I know, right?
No, you don't want to.
I had to check the number, though, because for a long time I had my baby mom saved in my phone as scam likely.
God bless. That's so good. Oh, my goodness.
I had to check.
No, might be a scam.
Either way, I'm not answering.
That's cool. You can be unprofessional.
Oh, yeah.
I have very little threshold of professionalism.
This is the place for it, man. I've taken calls on the air and shit. My buddy was bringing me weed last time, and he's here, and I'm like, it's totally on the air.
That's the joy of Ohio, though. Like I said, born and raised in the Metro Detroit area.
Yeah,
great to see it legalized there. But I'm down in Indianapolis. Like, have a great piece of property down there through the grace of professional wrestling. Outright own a beautiful piece of property.
That's what's
down
up,
in Indianapolis, downtown. But at the same time, we're a Commonwealth state. We do not have the marijuanas. We do not have the medical marijuana. We have nothing. Yeah, and it's a shame. We're surrounded by a bunch of people bragging.
I actually went to jail in Indiana with some weed. Like one of the only times I ever been arrested. And I was on my way. Actually, I went there and then was leaving to go. Whatever the case was, I was supposed to be at the gathering of the Juggalos, and I had like a radio interview thing there, and I missed the whole first day because I had to spend the night in jail.
What year was that?
2012, I believe.
Randy, was that the year we did gathering? That's the year. Okay, I did 2013. Randy was done like almost all of the gathering.
Okay, I've been to like almost all the gatherings.
Yeah, Ring Girl Randy West. So, but like I got to do one. I got to do one before they left Cave and Rock.
Yeah,
which was like the best place. I thought.
Yeah, absolutely. I love Cave and Rock.
I really enjoyed it, and I don't know who gave me the psychedelic experience. Yeah, but if you're listening, God bless you. You changed my life forever.
Oh yeah, the gathering is good for that. Yeah, I mean, being this close to Detroit, I grew up on all the ICP shit, so I was super into it when I was a kid. Obviously, I still am a bit. Yeah. Just very casually now. I wouldn't. I don't know.
We just worked for them in October too.
Did you?
October. It was like Violent J's backyard.
Yeah. Okay. This is really his house. See, I didn't watch that yet. So you worked there. I have to check that out.
Locker room was a recording studio.
Okay.
I'm sitting there changing around their like little awards and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, this is life.
I've been there, and he has a room in his house. I don't know if it's his off. I think it's his office, but it's like a room in his basement. But he has, pretty much like the same setup like what I got going on here. Yeah. But obviously with the kind of money he has, I was there like supposed to be talking business with the man, and for like an hour I'm just walking around the room looking at all
sure.
and shit.
I mean, it's nice to take a second and enjoy that you're here now.
Yeah,
like you did something to get yourself at that point. Everyone's like, "Oh, don't be a fanboy, don't." But not take 2 seconds and.
Yeah, well, I mean, people appreciate that shit, anyways. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna walk into Violent J's house and be an asshole and act like it's not a big deal because it is a big deal to me.
Your shit's whack. Want to do business,
right? But yeah, he has an incredible wrestling collection, man. I was jealous. I'd like to.
They actually did a show in his house recently. Did you see that?
Yeah, that's what I was. That's what I thought you were talking about. I had heard about that.
No, our buddy Satu did that show. Satu Jin. He does like a Majin Buu type of thing. A big. Starting to blow up in the deathmatch scene. He just did a show there, and they were like wrestling all over.
I heard they were fucking his house up. I heard they were like
his house
drywall
up. No
and
lube.
Everything. Like,
Jesus,
that is fucking great. I love that.
Where people are getting very creative right now. Yeah. These conditions, you can try anything. Like, I'm not mad at anybody for trying anything now.
I agree.
I get it. I get when people were like, listen, there was no pandemic. Why is there red lights when Bray Wyatt's wrestling? Or like, why is this happening? Like, you don't like this cinematic match happening pre-pandemic. Right. But man, we hopped into pandemic and we were grateful for them.
What do you think about like the cinematic matches? What's your take on that?
I like them.
I do too.
I don't think they need. I like the rarity of them. Mm-hmm. I don't like them. Like, they don't need to happen every pay-per-view. WWE was about to try that. I remember they were trying that. They were trying to make their main event like Money in the Bank was interesting. I'm not mad at it.
Where they fought through the
building. I'm not mad at it. Like I said, if we don't try these things,
it was okay.
Yeah, it was okay.
I expected a little more from it, but I always do.
We always do. But like then you have the instances like The Undertaker, where like this is this gave him his final match. And
I like that one a lot.
We can say whatever we want about his opinions, but right now what I'm focusing on is his in-ring work.
Yeah,
and the fact that he could have left on a couple notes, and he didn't.
Yeah.
And he just started bombing, and it was in his head. He did the whole documentary, and then he was able to have this cinematic match with AJ Styles, nonetheless, and just say goodbye. And then, obviously, you got to have 15 more goodbyes on the TV. I've said goodbye to that motherfucker so many times. Like, it's like, all right.
Right. I even, like, cried at one point, and then he's back, and I'm like, I would never fucking cry for you
again. Get no more tears. But, I think that people were getting when it's appropriate, when it's not.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, if we want to see Sting again, maybe we're going to see him in a cinematic match.
And I think that could work, and they could do something cool with it.
Not mad at it.
And like, as much as they were like, all the talk everyone wanted to see Sting and Undertaker, why don't they do something with those guys like that? You can do something with them like that, and it could still be incredible and give us what we want. So. If anyone's listening, we want Sting versus Taker still. We don't care if it's a movie.
Oh, yeah. I just don't think we'll ever see that. I don't think that's ever going to fucking happen.
But another thing too, though, like you were saying, like Undertaker's shit going on now. I think he's somebody that benefited from living life in kayfabe, because now that he's just like talking, he's like shooting himself in the foot and saying shit he shouldn't say.
Bro,
it's like, all right, just be Taker, Mark, please. We just want Taker back.
Yeah, some pretty bad takes. Pretty bad takes.
Yeah. So. But that being said, the actually my favorite of all like those like cinematic things that they're doing is Bray Wyatt. I think he absolutely kills it with that Funhouse shit. I love it. And
it's very interesting stuff.
It is, and it's so weird. Like, I think it was WrestleMania when he did the thing with John Cena. You know what I'm talking about? And it was like, he was like, "This is your life," and he's like taking Cena back into his life.
Yeah, they did the Black Mirror style thing. That was really cool.
I liked it so much. I thought it was like the most intriguing thing, and it was really neat and original, and it got so much hate like instantly.
I like that he disappeared too. I like that you haven't seen John Cena. That was how you took him off TV, and like it's like, is he trapped? Like, you kind of, you can, like I said, this pandemic has really made it cool.
Absolutely.
I need reality, and then you see something like that, and you're like, maybe I don't need reality. Right. Maybe I'm willing to suspend.
It's a silver lining. And honestly, like, all right, I love all wrestling, but I loved the era of the shit that people hate on, when it was like the wrestling garbage man versus I liked that fantasy of like the characters and like the goofiness or whatever.
Sure.
And it's a world for everyone, you know what I'm saying? So there was this era where like ECW made it all like adult and stuff, and everybody was kind of following suit, and that's cool. But I think along that we lost sight of like, wrestling is for everybody, and there's kids watching too, and they want that goofy shit.
When there was for a while in wrestling, when something hit, somebody decided in every company, we're going to turn our whole product into that, and it's like, no, just put elements of that or maybe some of that. Like, right? It's like, no, hardcore's over, so our whole show is hardcore.
Well, I think it was always kind of there, but then it just like like you said, when something pops, then they just accept it. Like, okay, now we'll do this in our show.
Which is funny because I actually was fortunate enough when I went to high school. I was out in Philadelphia and I went to ECW shows.
No shit.
Yeah, definitely
at the ECW arena.
At the ECW arena and under the bridge and everything.
Hell yeah.
And I just remembered, like, you go to those shows and they gave you everything. Like, obviously they were hardcore heavy, but like there was technical wrestling. Like, if you watched some of the stuff that even wasn't aired when they did like their pre-shows, it was a bunch of wrestling.
Yeah,
it's just a bunch of wrestling.
The ECW is where I first seen guys like Eddie Guerrero and like Rey Mysterio and like people that were like really technically great. And they could do a whole match. They might throw in a little steel chair or something because it's ECW, but they would have this whole match, and like the crowd, that would be the best match of the night. The crowd's going crazy.
Too Cold Scorpio was, if you were like, he was just amazing to watch.
Absolutely,
just amazing.
And for so long,
the revival of Terry Funk.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That was good stuff.
Good stuff.
But it's like you said, it's remembered for everybody. Remembers, New Jack coming out with a trash can full of weapons, and that's great too. But man, there was so much good stuff on that.
It's everything,
so much that gets overlooked, and people just remember blood and guts.
But
good
time.
Who can blame them? I remember blood and guts too. It's hard to forget. All right, let me see here. We're about 20 minutes. Let me pause this, and we will be back here shortly with more Schwartzy. Hey, that rhymed.
That's it. We're off to the start.
All right, if you're feeling the podcast and you're digging the Carnival of Kayfabe and you fuck with 6 Digit, buy me a coffee. Go over to buymeacoffee.com/fatsound and buy me a coffee. All right, and we're back on Carnival of Kayfabe. I'm 6 Digit, and I'm here with Schwartzy. And we're talking about wrestling.
I do like talking about wrestling. Wrestling's pretty sweet.
I talk about it so much. I probably drive people. I know I drive people nuts.
Fuck.
I'll talk to my girlfriend about it. Like, she'll come home from work and I'll tell her like what I just seen or whatever, and she'll be like, She doesn't give a shit. She enjoys it. She'll sit and watch it with me, but she's just not into it like I am.
Then bless her.
Yeah,
bless her heart. Definitely.
But
those that tolerate us.
Oh yeah, I'm sure I drive her. I'm sure I drive everyone nuts. It's literally all I talk about.
But the rest of them, fuck them. Like, sorry.
I don't watch anything else. I don't watch anything else.
Do you have IWTV?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay.
Yep. I got it. Well, for the RPW show.
Yeah, IWTV. So they took the fucking money out of my account today. It's the only thing I look at, and I'm like, my monthly subscription. Okay, yeah, that's fine. You can take my money. I sometimes get mad at Amazon, but I won't get mad at IWTV. It has nothing to do that I work with them. I just, right. It's like a lot of the stuff that I used to be on is on there. I think, like, IWTV is probably that's a stupid word. It is the future of, like, independent wrestling. Yeah. And, like, it's kind of crazy that we have this major resource
too, it's awesome. It's like it's all, it's also underground and exclusive, but it's also open to the whole world. Anybody can just click and look at it.
Yeah, so people don't know it exists until like the one promotion they go to, and then like once they order this thing,
it opens the door to everything else.
Yeah.
I've definitely clicked on other stuff that I never heard of. Something looks interesting to me or whatever, and I go look at it.
I just got our quarterly check. We get paid every month through IWTV for the viewing ship, and then every quarter we get paid for promo codes, which is, obviously subscriptions.
Yeah.
People that use promo code Flophouse.
Yay.
For 5 free days. Promo code Flophouse.
5?
5.
Whoa.
5 free days.
Flophouse.
But we get paid on people that stay after those 5 free days.
Yeah.
And the number that we got of people that stayed was like pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like it was really cool. Like it's not some crazy astronomical like $200.
Right.
But that's a pretty cool number of people that were like, you know what? Look at all this other content. Look at all this past content. They just uploaded old CZW, before DJ Hyde ruined it. And like they just put up a bunch of like Insanity Jersey All Pro. Holy shit. And by the way, I forgot those shows started with like way too long of a promo before like their baller wrestling happened. Like great wrestling, but man, I forgot those shows were just a bunch of East Coasters talking shit for like 20 fucking minutes, and I'm like, God damn it, I just want to watch some fucking wrestling.
That's great.
These things I used to watch on videotapes.
That I've always had a problem with that anyways though, because I'm all for story, you know what I'm saying, and that's a big part of wrestling obviously, and it works a lot better with it. But I just hate when when half the show is talking shit, or this is what I'm gonna do next week, and it's like, do something this week, man.
Yeah,
do something.
I like the WCW's theory of open up with a hot cruiser.
Yeah,
always
absolutely.
Tag
the
cruiser.
show always started with wrestling, and to me, then I'm hooked. You know what I'm saying? If there's some good wrestling happening in the first 10 minutes, I'm gonna stay tuned for 90 minutes. But I'm not gonna.
Oh yeah.
So if I turn it on and Braun Strowman's just talking, I'm like,
nobody wants to see that shit. Like January, we decided to finally start our Flophouse show with a filmed promo.
Yeah.
Nothing too long. But we also knew that we were going to give them Carver and Logan to start, Dread King Logan.
Yeah.
So when you have something like that to start, and they're going to kind of just beat the shit out of each other and go all over the place, and they're going to give you like this main event in the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay, you can give me like a 3 to 5.
Yeah.
3 to 5 promo.
Warm them up a little bit.
Yeah, just a little warm, set the tone, and then boom, we're going to go right into it.
Yeah.
But like, honestly, you're watching wrestling.
Right.
And I know that like the idea is like, we're trying to sell the pay-per-view. We're trying to build to that. So we give them all the stories.
But here's my thing with that.
But you got to trick me into those.
Right. But this is my problem with the buy the pay-per-view thing, is that used to make perfect sense to
I guess
me.
we don't buy the pay-per-view anymore, do we?
The pay-per-view is like, it's just included with your like $10 membership or whatever. So like, why are you talking so much on Raw? Just fucking wrestle.
That's it. I get that they wanted to predominantly wrestle on the pay-per-views, but like just trick me. Like start wrestling and then use the promo and there's something in the bottom left corner. I don't give a shit. Just trick me with the wrestling.
Right.
Like, reel me in the way I'm supposed to be. Like
absolutely.
This is what I'm watching.
Right. Yeah. At the end of the day, that's
like,
why we're there in the first place, is for the wrestling. Sure, we fall in love with the characters and we enjoy the storylines, but we tune in the first place because we enjoy the wrestling.
Exactly.
That's why I'm watching. So I think that gets lost too much, and I hope it gets back to that. I like that there's so many more options now, though. For so long it was just like WWE, but now you have IWTV, where you can watch a million things.
You've got Impact, you've got Ring of Honor, you've got AEW. GCW is now parting with IWTV. Like they're doing all these free shows. They just raised, I saw yesterday, it was $30,000. I think it's they probably hit their $40,000 flexible goal.
Wow.
They're doing the 24-hour wrestling show for free today on Fight TV and YouTube.
Seen an ad.
I don't work there. I don't need to plug them.
Yeah.
They haven't employed me, but my friends work there, and I'm very happy for them.
Absolutely.
And I think that it's very important that we we plug our friends' shit.
Absolutely, man. That's what's up. And that's big of you because a lot of people aren't like that.
I wasn't always like that either. Like let's be unobjective. I wasn't always like that. Like I said, I posted earlier today that I'm very guilty of worrying about where I am not instead of where I am, and I posted that because other people feel the same way and for accountability.
Yeah.
And just be happy for other people's success. Sometimes you'll find yourself gravitating that way, or maybe you'll just find a similar success in a different area.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Just be happy for your friends.
Absolutely. That's very grown and big of you to say.
Hey, we all grow at some point.
For sure. Schwartzy is telling some grown man stuff.
Grown man shit. Let's talk about poop and pee so we can maybe some dicks. Let's switch this up with the softer side of Sears over here. But I guess we could talk about why I'm here.
Yeah.
RPW. You want to talk a little RPW?
Yeah, let's talk a little RPW. Awesome. Actually, I see they got. Chris had told me they got a show coming up in February, and I'm sponsoring the main event on that. Podcast is sponsoring the main event.
Hell yeah!
So I'm excited.
We're gonna find ourselves in the middle of a slam-demic.
Slam-demic.
I like that name. God,
I do too.
Damn
it,
Chris.
Very impressed by that. Was that Chris's idea?
Motherfucker.
Slam-demic?
I don't know, but I can't use it. That's hey. Bravo.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
It was
Slam-demic.
Chris is a good friend of mine, man, and I'm really happy to see him doing his thing with the RPW and how much success it's had, especially with the pandemic. And it was bad timing for a company to start up, but he has had plenty of attention, and I think he's
strong-willed.
He's
clearly doing
well in the pandemic, in the slam-demic.
He, he's working with Skull and Bones.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool. Trey Miguel, I knew him as CK3, then he became Crimson.
Yeah.
Who knows what he's known as now.
Keeper Fest
He'll always be CK3 to me. He's always going to be CK3.
He's actually my guest tomorrow.
That's awesome. I used to watch him. Over at before I became a wrestler, I used to go see XICW shows. And then one time Ring of Honor came here.
Yeah.
And the pure title was open to any local guy, and he came out, and I popped super hard.
Yeah.
He had all his weird ass fucking awesome neck breakers that he would I enjoyed his stuff for quite a bit.
I really enjoy his stuff, man. I think he's great. I think he's somebody that we're going to see a lot more of, and he's going to get a lot farther with where he is at.
I hope so.
But if we're going to pause for a moment and we'll continue. Okay. I thought you were telling me. I thought that was the pause motion. Oh yeah, no, you're fine. Go ahead. There's no rules here.
No rules. No rules. No rules.
No rules. No.
Yeah.
Rules.
Fuck a rule. Restrictions. That's what I call them. Limiting your creative space.
Yeah.
More room for activities.
What were we talking about now? I was on something.
We were talking about the Slam-demic.
We were talking about the Slam-demic.
We were talking about the main event.
Yeah, I'm sponsored. And actually, that's Trey is in the main event at
Hell yeah.
Slam-demic. I don't know if I'm allowed to say in there. I don't know if that's been announced yet. But
we could always.
I think it has, but I'll remove it if not. I'll bleep it out. But no, nonetheless, he's a cool dude, and I super marked out when I met him because I seen him on TV first, and then I seen him at my event first, and then when I seen him on TV, I realized it was the dude that had wrestled at my show before. So I'm like, oh, okay, I know this dude. And then I found out some people I know him, so I get introduced to him, and I'm like tell him who I am, and he's like, oh, you're 6-digit, man. I've been a fan of your music since I don't know. I'm like, man, what?
He's a good person.
He is.
He's a real
very
good
person, and he actually did a drop for the beginning of the show. He's going to come be my guest tomorrow, and he invited me up to the school. I was up there, I think, last week. He invited me up there, and I got to get in the ring, take some pics with him. He did a drop for the show, and he introduced me to all the wrestlers that were there. And I, invited them all to come on the show and put
He's
out
doing
an
good work
invitation
out there
for all of them to come on and do something. He is, man. And I seen the other two dudes are in NXT now, and I was kind of like, man, what's going on? I was kind of wondering.
And then he popped up on Impact.
Right.
God bless. We're all waiting, and he knows something that we don't usually. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't, but if you follow him online, he really works hard on himself.
Oh, absolutely.
And to get where he is now,
so that's why I knew that there had to be that to it, because I'm like, he didn't just get left behind. He's got something big in the works.
You know what?
He does. He does.
Let's be honest. He was a Detroit guy that nobody really wanted for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I don't know because I guess I wasn't there, but like they just didn't get his chance. He didn't, like I said, there's a lot of people that deserve a chance and blase. And there was a lot of years that this has been going on. Yeah. And he was just a guy who he said, fuck that. And he got out and he said, I'm going to make my own path. And he carved it out. Absolutely. And, he's hit a lot of bumps on the road and he's handled the bumps, even if he doesn't feel he has, I'll be honest, from the outside looking in, he's handled all those bumps really well, really with maturity and with dignity and with class. And, when one door closed, when one day he wasn't at Rockstar, and the next day he's got Skull and Bones, and I'm like, okay, wow, this guy's making moves, and it's just really good to see a motivated human work on themselves, and then a guy.
I absolutely agree.
We were in a similar spot of being Detroit wrestlers that had to. It's good to see somebody else do that
for sure,
and it works out. It works out to
and he's a good dude,
so
man.
much.
And I've met, we've made a relationship since then. Like I said, he invited me up to do a thing, and then he actually hit me up the other day. Because when he re-debuted, I guess he's not really feeling the music that he had picked out 100%, so I'm creating a song for him.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, so I'm super pumped about that, because now I'm going to get to hear my music on fucking Impact. Fuck, that's great. That's super great.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you, man. I'm super pumped about it. But I mean, that comes from, him just being such a humble dude, and, he wasn't afraid to be like, hey, I've been a fan of your shit. Or he could have just played Superstar to me, and I would have let him, because,
sure.
That's another weird thing is as long as I've been in hip hop, and I've been backstage with all these dudes, I've met all these, big stars or whatever, and I don't really care, Ritz is a friend of mine, so I meet Yellow Wolf and shit, and it's it's cool, and don't get me wrong, but I don't mark out for these guys. But then you put me in a room with wrestlers, and I'm like,
there's always
then
I'm sure there's you still get Bill Murray gets around the right magician, and he gets all like, ooh, he's my favorite magician. And I know I'm Bill Murray. It doesn't even fucking matter.
Right.
I think we all have our people that touch us in such an inspirational way that it's like, you have a special connection to my life, and I don't know you, and I don't know, but what you stand for and your energy and what you've done, it's a big part of my life.
Yeah, absolutely. Big part of me, definitely 100%.
Yeah,
wrestling is definitely probably the biggest part of who I am for somebody that never wrestled. It's just such a big
there's a lot of people
thing
like that
in my life, and it's weird, I guess, but that's just how I am, man. It's my thing. You got that was a chick from The Blade, so
yeah, we were just getting photographed, getting still photos.
Yeah, so if there's I forget we're on camera sometimes, and I'm just talking like we're on the radio, but that was the Toledo Blade, and they're here because he's got his music studio going on and stuff.
That's awesome.
So yeah, your picture might pop up in the.
My goodness, I come here to do 2 commercials.
Yeah,
and I'm doing a podcast.
And
I might be in a magazine. Yeah. Making moves. Making moves. Unintentional, wild moves.
The bad part is this is Toledo.
That's truth. Truth.
No, I definitely wrestling probably the biggest part of my life, man. That's why it's awesome to me to be able to do something like this and to be included in shit. And that's another funny thing I just thought of. I was telling you the story about when I did the spot with Poindexter and I bruised my ass doing the Stone Cold. I won't tell it a million times because I've probably already said it on every episode because it's my wrestling story. But
that's my wrestling story.
That's my wrestling story.
It's my go-to.
But I'm high. I forgot where I was even going with that. I had a whole point there, but we smoked weed, and I forgot what I was talking about.
That's okay.
I'll hear this back, and I'll be like, "Oh, that's what I was. Why did I talk about that?" But anyways,
we're just being photographed for.
Yeah, that's probably what I was talking about.
That's probably where
I was going. But he. What? That is not where I was going.
That's not where you were going.
I'm not. It's bugging the fuck out of me now. Now I don't know what the fuck I was talking about. Oh well, let's talk about something else.
Let's talk about something else. It's yeah, we're in a pandemic, man. We got to make our own rules. We got to do it. We got to do things a different way. So this is okay. We're just figuring it out, right?
We are. If that's what you want to call it, man.
I'm not really
figuring.
I literally put two of my competitors in a ring and had them staple dicks to each other. Best out of 7. So hey, we're figuring. There's no wrong answers.
That is great.
And if there is, that one was probably
that is great.
Yeah.
I would like to get into like putting on shows. I don't want to start an organization or anything like that, but I want to get involved with that because I've done it for so many years with hip hop, and I'm at a point in my life now where I really don't. I shouldn't say this on there. I really don't care about the hip hop stuff so much anymore.
That's okay though. That's honest.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
It's okay to be honest.
Yeah, I'm trying to start a new. I've been doing it since 1997.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, a long fucking time.
New chapter.
And I've done some great things with it, but it's just not. It's not my this. I feel more passionate about this. So I want to get involved, and make myself more useful to more capacity at some level. So that's something I definitely want to look into, is putting on some kind of shows, or maybe helping produce like a television program or something like that. Something more behind the scenes to where I can fucking make myself useful, because I do got something to offer.
So the best I could tell you is I would just like anything else. It's like learning how to tattoo. It's like learning how to do anything. Find an apprenticeship. Go find a promotion that's like doing pretty well.
Yeah.
And offer to help. Just offer. And obviously with the chairs and the ring and blah, blah. But I'm saying like, you hear stories of like CM Punk saying, "I used to sit in OVW and listen to Paul Heyman talk." Well, that's the same concept. Go find a promoter. You got
that. Reminds me now I remember what I was getting at.
We're back.
Now I remember what I was.
We're back.
I was talking about when I did that first spot. All right, they had me come out to the ring, and I was supposed to get in a ring or whatever. This was something so simple that I did not know at the time, is that you're supposed to wipe your feet before you get in the ring.
Oh yeah.
So I didn't.
Oh no!
That was literally the response from every wrestler there. They were all looking.
Tim Allen's no you?
They did.
Oh no!
They absolutely did.
That's
and then
terrible.
they just didn't want to be there for the rest of the day. I didn't realize it was so offensive.
Oh, that's stupid. Then that shouldn't have been that big of a deal. Like obviously,
I'm exaggerating.
Okay,
but they definitely scoffed, and I didn't know why. I was like. And I'm like, I just like felt the energy shift, and I was like, what did I do wrong? Something happened. And then I was told afterwards, like, yeah, you're supposed to wipe your feet before you get in the ring. And
wrestlers put their caviar down and scoffed at you.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
I mean, it makes sense. I would wipe my feet before I walked in your house. Why would I get in the ring without wiping my feet?
I mean, the general idea is that maybe you stepped in something on the way to the ring. You're going to have to, as we say, bump in it. So, like, you don't want to bump in blase.
Yeah.
I actually have glass. There was this little glass that came out of my hand at work the other day, and it was a match that I wasn't even in.
Yeah.
Before mine, that had glass everywhere, and I fell on the ground and braced myself with my hands. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck?
I
is
often
this?
wonder that when I'm seeing them sweep the shit out of the ring. I'm like,
they don't get everything. They never do.
They're doing it so quick.
Promoters, if you're listening, let me tell you right the fuck now. I'm gonna tell you this: every wrestler on your card feels this in their bones. Do not put the death matches before the regular matches. We all feel this in our bones. We all are here to work for you and do a good job. Do not put us on. I do death matches on occasion, okay? Don't put my death match on before a regular match. That's not cool, man. And none of us like that shit.
Yeah.
You're going to get blood.
Let me ask you, what's the like worst unintentional injury that you've ever...
Ooh, I tore my MCL. And I was going real fucking hard. I was working I was literally wrestling 4 days a week.
Yeah.
2000, Randy, help me out here. 2015 ish, maybe 2015. 2015. Like I was like IWA every fucking Thursday, and then whatever Saturdays I wasn't booked somewhere else. I was working all over the country, like just nonstop, going. I'm on a 6-day wrestling bender at this point. Literally, it's a Monday. I'm in downtown Chicago with my friends, and we're doing a lucha rock opera where you wrestle to the 6 of us, doing, and we had to change every other match. We were wrestling in a different costume.
Okay.
So I'm exhausted, bro. And we're in this Royal Rumble, Battle Royal, whatever you want to, over the top rope is the name of the game. It's down to me and the other guy. I'm the baby face in the story that the Rock players are telling, and my other buddy's the heel in the So I'm supposed to put him over the top rope. I give him what's known as a bro kick or a pump kick. And when I braced on my left leg, all my weight on it, my knee, for the camera, went like that, and I went down. Just down. And, I'm sorry to do that. And my buddy's just sitting there staring at me like, what? I'm like, I can't get up. So everyone ran in from the back and helped me, like, get him out. And they got me out of there, and that was rough. And I had surgery. Had surgery on my knee.
So this happens like in a match,
this was in a match in the middle of God, in front of God and everybody.
You finished the match?
Yeah. People had to literally run out.
Okay.
And like help.
I'm just asking, the people. I've always heard that that's like a thing that like you finish even if you're not.
But I couldn't. So I couldn't physically stand.
Right.
Either.
Right.
So like at the same time, it's like, how do you do this? So the people that were like my allies came out and threw him over, and I picked myself up and stood over the rope, and gave me. But they took me to the back.
Yeah.
And it was it was the worst. And then I thought it was all good. That's not even the end of this. Like, I thought it was all good. I let it heal. I thought maybe it was just a dislocation, and we had popped it back in, and we were all good. And I had jumped off the top rope and just landed. Boom. Just not during a match, in practice.
Yeah.
And my knee popped right back out. And I'm literally clutching my knee, and I'm looking at my wife, and I'm like, this is what I know how to do. Why is this being taken from me? Like, I'm literally saying this out loud. Yeah. And like, all these kids are watching me, and I'm like, this is what I know. This is my life skill. Right. Like, I can do other things, but like, this was my love and life skill.
Absolutely.
It was the scariest time of my life. And then I came back stronger than ever. I was determined to not let this define me.
Yeah.
But that was the worst injury ever.
That's scary, man. That's really scary.
Yeah. 15 weeks later after surgery, though, I was wrestling Raven. So I have no. I told him too. I said, "Listen, goal, though, you're fucking. You know what this is. Like, you know what this is. Looking at my leg, and I'm like, take her easy." And he's like, "Yeah, no problem. I'm fucking Raven. Like, what do you think I'm gonna go do? Like Hurricanranos and shit?" Like, I'm like, no, you're just as jaded as I thought you were. Let's do this. But he did say he wasn't gonna give me a DDT, and he gave me a DDT anyway because he said his neck and back. But he gave me one, and I was like, "Fuck yeah."
That's great, man. Yes. Funny thing about Raven, here's a funny thing about Raven to me anyways, is I did not know until I went back and started revisiting Saturday Morning Superstars recently, and I found out that Raven was there in '93 as Johnny Polo.
Johnny Polo and Scotty Flamingo. So this motherfucker, I like Raven. I like him. Yeah. But this motherfucker, just to really get the story in there, looks at me and goes, "Joseph Schwartz, what a stupid name." And I go, "Thanks, Scotty Polo." And I just walked away. And he had nothing. What do you say to that?
Right.
What do you say? I was like, "Thanks." That's a stupid name. All right, Johnny.
Yeah. I'm watching it. I'm like, this is fucking stupid. I'm not sure what he's supposed to be. And after like 20 minutes, I'm like, that's fucking right.
Yeah.
Like he did, like it was a promo or something. You know, they got his face in there good. I'm like, that's fucking Raven.
That's it.
I guess, you know, we all start somewhere. That's fucking great.
He was 40 then.
Yeah.
That's the best part. Yeah. He was fucking 40 years old then. He was 50 when he was calling everyone marks on WCW. Like, he's older than. I'm not saying he really was 50, but he's like older than we all think he is.
Yeah, he's an older cat. So how is working JCW?
Depends when you're asking.
Different eras, different things.
Different eras, different things. I mean, when I worked at the Gathering for them, that was fun. That was enjoyable. That was well compensated. I was taken care of. They treated me like a peer, and it was a wonderful experience. Yeah. The last time we were there, you know, the booker was an amazing guy. Took care of us. Yeah. We were paid, but I mean, we weren't treated. I'll be honest with you. I mean, I'm not going back there. So
you can be as honest as you want. We can shoot
but I don't want to shoot. I'm just saying, like, if they're listening, I guess, like, there's just kind of like obviously everyone knows the shtick. Like, no one's mad that you called people names on your comment. Like, that's the shtick. Like, if you don't know the shtick, that's on you. But like the way we were like ushered out, and the way we were like hurry up, and they rushed our matches, and like obviously we're not marks for ourselves, but there's a certain level of like, yo, you're not, you know, we're peers whether you like it or not.
Right.
Like, I don't care how much money you have.
I totally
You've hired me to perform for you, so you clearly
trust me. I totally understand.
But the
30 days on the road with these dudes.
Yeah, they're just kind of dicks, and they loved my act.
Violent J's a dick. I'll put that out there. I don't have no problem saying it. He's a fucking dick. He fucking. The only reason that I mean,
if he's happy, he's happy,
guys,
but he's kind of.
I don't
do
business with the guys anymore because he accused me of fucking his girlfriend, which absolutely did not happen at all.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug,
dude. I was a fucking fan of these. I'm still fan. Even after all that shit, I'm still a fan. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I'll ever be at this point. I don't desire to do business with them anymore because that chapped my ass, you know. And then I like I can't even enjoy concerts and shit the same anymore because it's in the back of my mind all the time that this dude's a fucking asshole.
That's it.
So
you just it eventually always comes back. Like, you can always redeem yourself and start acting better, but if you just never start acting better, what's there to come back from? You're just a big fucking asshole that no one wants to deal with. And like, I'm not saying that's my direct experience. That's yours.
Yeah.
But like, you're a performer. You guys work together. You guys. There's no reason to lord over people. Just know in your heart you're doing a little better than this motherfucker. Just chill on it. Yeah. You don't have to be loud about it.
Right. Yeah.
There's no reason.
And that's humbleness.
But
man.
I do want to say that like, the booker this time around, and I'm not going to divulge his name because I don't want everyone murdering his inbox.
Yeah, no,
but like, the booker was cool, took care of us, treated us really well. Whoever booked that October show, hold on to that motherfucker like the precious gem that he is.
Yeah, because
that is how you talk to people.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, that goes a long way.
Yeah, that's awesome. I wonder who they had doing that for him. I know my buddy Jason would
I'll
stuff
I'll tell you after. I'll tell you when we get off the air. But I just don't want people hitting up his inbox because he doesn't deserve that harassment. Like, I'm one of the few promotions running right now, and I talk to the other guys that are running. I know what the inboxes look like.
Yeah.
Imagine, you know, a bunch of kids that have always watched JCW trying to get it.
Right.
But the booker was cool, and that's the kind of people you want to have on your team.
Yeah.
And if you don't know how to talk to people, just stay away.
I just always felt like it was like, you know, it's just one-offs. There's nothing, you know, there's no consistent storyline or nothing, and you know, it's never even the same.
They tried for a second, if you remember, when they had like Congo Kong, when they first did Congo Kong and shit like that. Like, that's when they were running like weekly stories, and they were every 2 weeks, wasn't it?
Like when they first started, I think. They were
it was
doing, like I think they did Stranglemania Live first, and then that turned into JCW after that. And it was pretty consistent for a while. And I still have like some VHS tapes. So it was good stuff.
But it's the story of that decline is the same story you're hearing today. It was good. It was good. People started getting treated bad. It started decline. People were treating people a little worse. Decline. Treat your talent like shit. Yeah. No one wants to blase. You're. I remember they brought in like a discount Great Value Congo Kong at one point because they weren't treating him right. Like, I was like, I think then Congo came back after that when they figured out it. Yeah. But like, I was like, there's a certain way to treat people.
Yeah. And I can see that. Like I said, I spent 30 days on the road.
And I feel bad, like I feel like I am burying them, but I'm just like, I guess it's an aired grievance, and I would like, if this is heard, to be taken as a learning experience. Yeah. And maybe going forward. Yeah, absolutely. Because they still have this product that people latch on to. Just be cool. Stop scamming people out of their money. I got people that call me during dinner that do that. I don't need them doing it.
100%, man. And
at least the guys at dinner time are honest. Do you want a deal, sir? Like, no.
No, like I said, I thought they had a really good thing going at first. I was a big fan of it, but
had my first match there. My first match at JCW was my first match ever. Yeah, was JCW.
Really?
Yep. Nice. I was in Grand Rapids.
Who'd you work?
Tracy Smothers for 2 seconds. Oh, 2 fucking seconds. I'm talking like, well, not 2. I'm talking like 3, enough to get punched and like pinned, and pinned in my street clothes. That was it. Punched and pinned. But bell to bell, that was my first match. I was in Grand Rapids. I mean,
that's a hell of a name for your first match, though.
Yeah.
Smothers. I don't care what happened in the match. That's always going to be on paper.
I got called there to sell him a little bit of weed.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was a shitty little kid in college. Like, you know, I was like, I got a little bit of weed. I'll sell Tracy Smothers some fucking weed. Like, that's probably, like, that's what I think I sounded like. I probably just sound like I do now. But, like, He's like, hey, man, you mind if we smears in your car? I'm like, fuck yeah, we can smiz in my car. And so I'm smoking weed with Tracy Smothers in my shitty 2001 Cavalier, and we're having a blast. He's like, hey, man, you won't wrestle a match? You cleared? You good to go? I'm like I'm cleared, but my first match is like later. It's like next week.
Yeah,
it's next weekend against my trainer. But my trainer was there that night that had called me.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, okay, let me go ask him. I'm pretty sure it's good. I'm like, hey man, can I get punched and pinned? He's like, yeah, whatever. That's fine. That's easy. Like, if you can't do that, then you shouldn't even have your match next week. It's like, cool. I just wanted to clear it with you because that's our generation. You ask your trainer. Now it's just whenever you feel you're done, you can go rogue. It's kind of fucked up. Yeah, it's a Wild West out there. But next thing you know, I'm in my street clothes. I'm begging Tracy to come off. I'm trying begging Tracy. The bell rings. I look around like, oh, what a match! Fucking hits me. Boom. 1, 2, 3, and it was so light. I'll never forget. It was so light, and I went down, and I was so scared. And I'm shivering as he's pinning me, dude. I'm shivering, and like my adrenaline is feeling. I'm feeling everything at once. Like it's like a good acid trip. And then you just get to the back, and you're like, fuck yeah, fuck yeah. My first match was with Tracy Smothers, and it lasted all but 5 seconds.
That's awesome.
That's
man. It. That adrenaline is something, though, isn't it, man?
Ooh, it's my favorite. That's my favorite drug.
I absolutely, man. When I go out on stage, especially when there's a shit ton of people, and it's loud, it's like literally you crash after that. It's literally
so. Every performer has their thing afterward for our crash.
Yeah.
Wrestlers, obviously. For me and my crew, it's like a good amount of THC and food.
Yeah.
So what do you usually come down? What's your come down?
Weed
and food.
Yep.
That's good Waffle Housing. Options.
I think I used to. I don't drink anymore, but I used to. If I had a concert or something, I would just get fucking 10 sheets of the wind, and then I would perform. And for a long time, I would be fucking great. You know what I mean? Be like, I was fucking Superman out there. And then like towards the end there, it was not so great. I was just drunk on stage.
It's the way she goes.
Yeah. So, but I don't do that anymore. I don't drink. But then it's a whole different beast when you don't drink. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like now I got to perform something I've been doing since 1997 and being drunk every time I do it. Now I got to like go out there just on adrenaline.
Oh yeah.
And I warm up and I get into it eventually, but it's weird at first, man. It's it's nerve wracking where I used to just be like, fuck yeah, everyone's here to see me. I'm good to go.
Yeah, you have to do it raw now. You have to do it as you don't have the mask on. You don't have your Bret Hart sunglasses.
Yeah.
Before your promo. that's kind of what it is. Like, you put on your sunglasses, I can cut a promo now.
Yeah.
But now you don't have them, and then you're expected to do as good, if not better.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. You're absolutely right.
Congratulations on that, though, because me and my wife, we stopped drinking.
Yeah.
I mean. We just don't like it. Like there's no real.
That's kind of where I'm at too. It wasn't like I had this major problem. I wasn't doing anything too crazy. I just didn't like how I was when I was doing it.
And then you're getting heartburn, and it made me feel 50.
Yeah,
like I felt old when I started drinking. When I
tired all the time, and like I'm at the point now where I'm like, I got shit to do tomorrow.
I got shit to do. I can't just eat a sandwich and maybe lighten up a little bit. Maybe have like an energy drink. Like, you smoke a little weed? Boom. Have a sandwich, maybe a Coca-Cola, or like, you've leveled out a bit. I'm not like one of those
preachy guys, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying, like a lot of people don't even know I quit drinking, you know what I'm saying?
I think we're more showing our age, like that we're like, we've grown older and wiser in our bodies, and we're just listening to them. Like, it has nothing to do with like preaching. Yeah.
It's just, and I'm sure I'll drink, you know what I mean?
I ran a nightclub in college, bro. Yeah. I ran a nightclub for 5 years. I partied hard. I drank so much. Yeah. It's whatever, but like, just eventually the old body just does what it
just doesn't want
to. No, and everyone listening here, if they're like yeah, whatever, like, you'll get there.
Yeah,
I fucking promise.
You will, for sure.
And you'll say, oh, that motherfucker was right.
You'll either get there or you'll be one of those crazy old drunk motherfuckers.
Yeah, which does make you pretty kind of cool. I'm gonna be honest with you. Back in my, like, fuck yeah, you're cool.
Absolutely. But no, I don't think I'll probably drink again. Like, if there's an occasion or something. I'm not one of those like I'm not swearing it off. If it's like a wedding or something, sure. I'll
Yeah,
have a drink.
yeah. If Harley Race, the old CM Punk, if Harley Race handed me a shot of whiskey, I'm going to take it. That's not what straight edge is. Straight edge is just not drinking to get fucked up all the time.
Absolutely.
This was a respect thing. He took a shot of whiskey and everyone flipped out and they're like, I thought you were straight edge. He's like, yeah, I don't do this. This was for Harley fucking Race. He asked me to take a fucking shot.
Yeah, you don't got to get obliterated.
Yeah.
I'm not, it's not that I'm not going to drink again. I'm just not going to get fucked up again.
I think I drank once during a match at Hood Slam, like 4 years ago. 4 years ago, I was out in Hood Slam, and we had this little thing where the guy I was wrestling was a drinker, and I was like, fuck drinking, and he was like, yeah, I drink. Yeah. And eventually I was like, let me see what this drinking's all about, and I miss a diving headbutt off the top rope after I get piss wasted, somehow in 2 seconds. like the most unrealistic shit in the world. And like some got in me, and when I got to the back, I remember, some got in my mouth, and I wasn't like drunk, but I felt like numb around my mouth because I'm not used to having alcohol on my mouth and all that shit. Not even beer.
Yeah.
And oh yeah, I remember that. I was like, whoa, I am fucking lightweight. This is rough.
I just don't really have any desire for it anymore, Like I said, it wasn't no like big life-changing event. I was just like, I don't think I drink anymore.
That's it.
I drank a little bit on New Year's, and I was like, just wasn't feeling it.
I occasionally get a hankering for like wine, but I remember that. I just remember you're gonna have that fucking headache, and you're gonna. It's like okay, thoughts pushed.
Yeah. Like I said, I got shit to do tomorrow. That's all I tell myself every time. Even if I think about it a little bit, I'm like. Then I know what's going to happen. I'm going to wake up tomorrow and be like, oh, fuck that stuff I was supposed to do.
Surviving a hangover was a cool thing when you were young.
Yeah.
Not when you're old. It's just I'm dealing with this now.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling it, and I hate it. And I fucking hate it. Why?
All right, and we're back with Carnival of Kayfabe. I'm here still with Schwartzy.
I'm still here too. Myself.
You are here indeed. We're wrapping up. We're winding down, coming to the end of the show. What is that?
That always means keep rolling.
Oh, that
Just do it again.
That's the wrap it up box.
Yeah,
wrap that shit up, B.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
That's
I
how
feel like cut.
All right.
It. That's like getting close to the end. Keep rolling is just like keep going.
Okay, that's
but
cool.
I wanted to just make sure I was.
We can keep rolling.
Actually pushing the
You can keep all this. There's no rules here.
This is good.
There's no rules
This
here.
is good prime
This is good
meat.
stuff. There's no rules here.
Yeah.
Did you order pizza?
Verbal
I
sex.
did last time actually order pizza.
Oh, very good.
I ordered weed last time too. Weed and pizza.
God,
I ordered an episode too.
God
You came on
bless.
the wrong episode.
Yeah, I came on the wrong fucking episode. The fuck? Wow, that was verbal sex, and everyone's just been enjoying a cigarette.
Yeah. But anyways, I forget. There was something else I wanted to say. I don't remember what the fuck it was. That seems to be the common theme tonight. I'm really good at this. I'm really good at forgetting what the fuck I was saying. Oh yeah, the wrap it up. You're right. That's all I was talking about. We're just wrapping it up. No, I'm glad that you came on today, man.
It was an absolute pleasure.
I know you got a lot of shit going on today and took time out of your day to be here, so I definitely appreciate the fuck out of that.
It's my pleasure, man.
You're shooting some commercials. What commercials?
So today I'm in town. I'm shooting for, and I don't have the names on me. Obviously, I'm trying to remember as much information as we're podcasting. Right. But we're doing a restaurant, a pizza place.
Pizza Cat, by chance?
I'm not sure.
I was just curious. I wondered because me and Chris, but that's actually where me and Chris worked together there for a
maybe.
I don't know if
that might be it. They have a pizza called the Samoan.
Yeah,
is that it?
Yeah.
Then we're doing Pizza Cat. We're doing Pizza Cat, and we're doing an indoor grow store.
Okay, cool.
So we're gonna do those, and like it's crazy because like I said online to a lot of people, I started doing $10 promos, just $10 promos, just to get through the pandemic. Then it blew the fuck up, and then next thing you know, I'm like, I have to do $20 because I can't keep up, and you have to be really serious about wanting a promo because these are getting willy nilly, which is like, and that blew up. So next thing you know, Chris is like, I've got these commercial spots. People want Schwartzy on a commercial, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
That's great, and I can totally see it, man. Because like I said, I wasn't joking when I said like you were the most entertaining part of that show to me, and this is a show with. Some
Yeah,
pretty good,
Crazy
great wrestling and crazy fucking bloody shit. There's plenty to
I had to
enjoy about that
Sam
event.
Beal or something. Like, goddamn, like I appreciate
Sam
the
Beal's
compliment.
there. No,
He's
it
good.
was a great show. I'm not taking anything away from the rest of the show at all. But what I took away from it, what I'll always remember more than anything, is you and that fucking old dude. That was great, man. But that just and that's it. Very important in wrestling is your character. You know what I mean? 'Cause you can put it down in the ring all fucking day, but if you can't grab the mic and entertain me, then I'm probably not going to be super interested.
Sure, like honestly, with the exception of the voice and the innuendos, that's me turned up 100%. I love hanging out, doing dabs, putting on good wrestling, submission wrestling, and I love having a good time. And
I left that show thinking Schwartzy's a dude I want to hang out with. And now we got to hang out, and I was 100% right.
Those are always the coolest, like, famous people. You're like when you were young, and you're like, those are the people. And that's like, I'm not saying I'm famous, but when you're in some sort of spotlight, you just want to be that. If you're not the bad guy that the booker wants you to be, like, you want to be the guy everyone wants to hang out with. Like, there's nothing that everyone always likes that guy.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And
man of the people.
You're definitely achieving.
I appreciate that, man.
Big props on that.
Yeah.
Let's put out what links, like where can people go find Schwartzy? Where do we want to direct?
Personally, you can find me. Obviously, I have Facebook with as Joseph Schwartz, but you can find me and my many Twitter followers on such application at Gears of Schwartz. I thought that was a clever handle, so at Gears of Schwartz was the one for that. I don't use my Instagram anymore. You can find me there under the same thing, but I can't keep up with that shit.
Yeah.
And you can follow me on IWTV. Just type in Schwartzy or Joseph Schwartz. You can follow me, like, when I was the Hebrew Hammer. You can follow me when I was the Time Bandit. You can Supervillain when I was the Supreme Overlord. All those other fun, crazy gimmicks I did, you can follow me there. But most importantly, you can follow me over at Flophouse, and you can follow the rest of us over at Flophouse Wrestling.
Yeah.
Flophouse Wrestling is one of the top viewed promotions over on IWTV, thanks to the people and the people that work for us. It has nothing to really do with me. I just put a piece of paper together. So you can follow us at Flophouse AF on Twitter, where we make a lot of announcements. On February 13th, we have the 2021 Player Haters Ball, hosted by Miss Faye Jackson, if you're nasty. Sugar Dunkerton will be there. Camp Leapfrog will be in the house. Nice. Uncle Chase is part of that match with Camp Leapfrog, with Thunder Kitty, Braden Lee. Like, that's going to be a really banger of a match. I'm not going to go down the match cards because we're wrapping up here, but Uncle Chase got a quick one out of me. But we're doing big things, and we're doing it with people that deserve to do big things.
Hell yeah,
and
man.
You can follow us. Just follow Flophouse Wrestling. Brainbuster Tees. You can buy our merch.
There it is.
All that good stuff.
What was it, Brainbusters?
You go over to Brainbuster Tees, Joseph Schwartz, Flophouse Wrestling. You can find us over there.
Do that. Make sure to support Schwartzy.
It puts money in our promotion's pocket, too. Absolutely. It all goes right to the wrestlers.
Hell yeah.
I've come to terms with being broke.
Yeah.
I've come to terms with running. I don't care.
That's why they call it show business, baby. It's all just a show.
It's all just a show.
We're all broke as fuck.
Man.
No, I do definitely appreciate you coming on, man. I'd like to have you back again sometime. And,
also, just before we wrap up here, because I'd be kicking myself, you can also catch me with RPW when they premiere Slamdemic on the IWTV network.
Yes, Slamdemic. And Carnival of Kayfabe will be a big part of Slamdemic. We're sponsoring the main event, so we'll be a part of that. I'll be in the house for that.
We'll have to catch up.
I know he's pre-recording. It's not a live thing, but he said I could come. So
yeah, he's putting out content for a lot of you, like a lot of you guys that want wrestling that are listening to this. This man's doing, as somebody that rents a set, it's not cheap. There's no fans. There's no tickets. He is making sure y'all have content and new wrestling to watch. So please support this. Please support this product.
Absolutely. And like I said, I'd like to have you back again, and I appreciate you coming on today. And if there's nothing else you'd like to say, then we're gonna get out of here today.
No, it's been an absolute pleasure, man. Thank you for having me.
We'll probably talk about wrestling for another 20 minutes after we go off the air.
That's it.
And this has been Carnival of Kayfabe with 6 Digit. Catch us next time.